Oops. Okay, recording. Actually, I'm just going to change the configuration. Sorry, I'm going to pin myself so I'm the biggest one. All right, here we go. So, wow, we have journeyed through the 10 Mahavidyas. So we're on the 10th one today, which feels like something of an accomplishment in some way to me. Like, wow, it's a lot that we've covered, really. A lot of different energies, a lot of different aspects. And it's really wonderful to end. This is the way I've taught them, is in the sequence that they're given. And so there is a reason for that, in a sense. It's supposed to suggest to you, I guess, the pathway or the process of spiritual awakening. But of course, you don't need to necessarily go through them in that order that they are given. And you know, each goddess and each energy has its blessing, has its gift, has its shadow that we can encounter at any point in our journey. It's not like when we get to the end, we're at the end and it all stops. No, it's it's always ongoing. But there's something really beautiful about coming to the end. And this particular goddess and her energy, Kamalatmika, or she's also called Kamala for short, which means lotus. So it's like the flowering of the lotus blossom of consciousness and the unfoldment of all of our spiritual gifts. And it's a very blissful energy. So it's really lovely to step into that. I've found that really, you know, just, oh, what a beautiful, to step into that after some of the other goddesses who have been quite challenging and tricky and dark. You know, I said that last week as well with Matangi. So let me give you a few more words about Kamalatmika and some visuals as well. So again, from Uma Dunsmore Tuli's book, Yoni Shakti. I really recommend this book because she basically gives a feminist re-rendering of the whole history and politics of yoga, as well as a more feminine practice of yoga. So highly recommended. But at the back are all of these beautiful yantras. So the yantra that her husband, Nilipta Tuli, has painted for Kamalatmika is this one here. So again, the triangles, upward pointing triangle is Shiva, the masculine, downward pointing triangle is Shakti, the feminine. So they're equally balanced. And actually this yantra is exactly the same as the one for Matangi that we had last week, but different colors. So the green on the outside, yellow on the inside is Matangi. So they're exactly the same. So that's just worth noting in the sense that there's a similarity in these energies of feminine life force, creative life force. So last week was very much about vocal expression, artistic expression, musical expression, and this one is more about the pure, blissful expression of Shakti, creative, sexual energy, but not to think of it as just sex, okay? Which a lot of people do as soon as you use that word, sexual energy. Here is one picture of her, Kamalatmika, so very beautiful, very graceful, and the symbols here are, she has 4 elephants who are pouring this beautiful, what can be called water or nectar on her, which represents spiritual grace, cleansing, purification, and could also represent the nectars of lovemaking as well. She's on a red lotus, obviously this isn't in color, and if you look at her hands, she's holding lotuses, which again the symbol of spiritual unfoldment and beauty. Lotuses, of course, growing out of the mud, so just representing that beauty comes from the mud, unconscious, conscious, our shadow and our light, and then her hands are bestowing gifts. So completely positive. There's nothing scary, frightening, negative, dark or bad about this goddess. It's just all bliss and beauty. Bliss, beauty, abundance, generosity, all that you could possibly wish for is simply given. So she's likened to Lakshmi, who's another goddess in the Hindu pantheon. Sometimes she's called the tantric Lakshmi, so very similar in energy and nature. People practice their rituals and devotion to this goddess to ask for blessings in terms of material things. And she is that, in that she is basically, if you think that we've been drawing the life force, the Shakti energy up through the chakras in a way with our practice over the last 9 weeks. And then once that reaches the crown and the unfolding of the crown chakra, then everything just showers back down upon us as a blessing and as abundance. And so that's really the deeper significance. It's not really about getting material things, but it's about recognizing the spiritual energy in every manifestation, so in every form, whether we like it or not. So it's also, she's also teaching us to see the God in all, to see the divine in all, before our conditioning takes over and we get trapped in likes and dislikes, personal preferences and desires. It's kind of like the energy of creation that's in everything that's created before the conditioned mind kind of locks us into pushing some things away and preferring other things over those, if you see what I mean. So I think, is that all I want to say about her? Is there anything else I want to say about her? Well, I guess that this time of year is a really wonderful time of year to connect with her, because she's also obviously abundant in nature and sunshine and everything that's blossoming at the moment. You know, when I've been walking in the woods and smelling the lime trees and like seeing all the flowers in my dad's garden yesterday, feeling the sun on my face, it's very easy to just get the message of the bliss of being by being in that. So the connection to nature and that innate abundance, which again has got nothing to do with how much money you've got. It's simply the recognition of the abundance of life, always, always, always there. Oh yeah, there is one more thing. That's right, now it's come back to me. So Kamalatmika is at the end, so she's the 10th one, and Kali, who we started with, is the first one. And there's a connection is drawn between these two goddesses for this reason. So Kali represents the void, nothing, transcendence, complete detachment from everything that is manifest in the world, sort of like the void or the dark womb from which everything is birthed. And then Kamalatmika is that which has been birthed, and the goddess like shimmering in all that we can see, touch, taste, smell and hear. So they're kind of polar opposites. However, there's also a connection in that through the sadhana and the practice with all the other goddesses, as you've kind of gone through with me, you'll have noticed that there's a message in there about detaching from this identity. And so, although Kamalatmika will bless us with everything we could possibly wish for, if we become attached to it and try to grasp hold of it and make it ours and fix it, then Kali will come and use her chopper to remind us that that's not the way and that nothing is actually ours. It's everything. And so I can kind of relate to that, because I've had that experience of having everything I've ever dreamt of and then the chopper coming down and just obliterating it. And it really taught me the lesson of non-attachment in a massive way. So yeah, the connection I thought was worth mentioning. All right, so let's do a little bit of chanting. Moving back onto my mat. And simple mantra here. So her seed sound is Shrim, S-H-R-I-M, or you could imagine it as E-E, but the sound is Shrim, S-H-R-I-M. And the mantra we're going to chant is Om Shrim Kamala Ye. So we're going to shorten the Kamalatmika to Kamala. So Kamala Ye Namo Namaha. Om Shrim Kamala Ye Namo Namaha. All right, let's see how that goes. Getting ready to just begin a bit of chanting, so I can see you're already comfortable. Adjust anything else you need to. Take a few deep breaths and bring your energy into yourself. And again, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. So let your energy begin to settle deeper inside, before the mind, before anything else, and just coming present into this moment, using the mantra to invoke the goddess, to invoke this energy, to call in an experience for yourself with her this morning. Om Shrim Kamalaye Namo Namaha. 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 So just resting for a moment in the vibration of that sound, of that mantra, and noticing everything that's alive for you and welcoming everything that's alive for you, whatever it is. So just breathing long, slow, deep, resting in presence with yourself and allowing whatever your experience is. Notice how that alone, that invitation alone, just creates more relaxation in the physical body, in the mind. There's something about the invitation of allowance, letting everything be as it is, that immediately opens the flow of our energy. And this is also a tantric practice, so these goddesses are of the Tantra-Yoga tradition. And so this can even be a meditation itself, in simply allowing whatever is arising to arise and being present to it without identifying with it. And in the same way, in her beautiful book, Yoni Shakti, that I referred to at the start, Uma Dinsmore-Tully uses that chapter on Kamalatmika in her book to refer to sacred sexuality. And of course, for women especially, if we are not fully relaxed and accepting of what is in our physical bodies, then it becomes a lot harder to really enjoy any kind of sexual experience on a deep and profound level. There's a connection. So we're going to continue to just sit for a moment longer and imagine ourselves in the presence of this goddess, Kamalatmika, Kamala. This is also another way of practicing sadhana with these goddess archetypes, is to visualize their presence with us. So imagining her beauty, her radiance, her serenity, the blissful energy that she exudes, the bliss of contentment. So there's a full, as I was saying before, a full acceptance of all that is. There's nothing to rub against or to push against. Everything is just accepted, and there's this pure energy of contentment and love, and also of blessings. So she stands there with her hands in the gesture of giving blessings and bestowing gifts. In some of the images, there's infinite golden coins pouring out of one hand. So that image of infinite abundance. And holding, and the other, she has forearms, and the other two hands holding lotuses, representing the unfoldment of your soul's gift, the beauty that you are, the perfection that you are, and knowing that that rests upon, in a way, the essence that that lotus has grown from the mud. So we're just going to take our hands then into that mudra ourselves. So the right hand is level with the right shoulder, palm facing out, and the left hand is palm forward, gesturing as if to give right hand blessing. So just sitting in that posture with those mudras, letting the breath flow long, slow, and deep into the belly and the chest, flowing through the nose. Without any effort or trying, we just sit and assume this pose, and having chanted the mantra and set that intention, there's a sense of our own selves merging in a way with her energy. So we get an embodied experience what it is to be this abundant, to be this contented, to be this generous. And to recognize it as a transpersonal energy flowing from the palms of the hands. And also then as you tune into the palms of your hands, energy there, you'll begin to notice that it's actually flowing along your arms, and that it's actually flowing from your heart. And that it's actually suffusing your whole being, your whole body. And that you are rooted, so rooted into the earth from the base chakra, the root, connects us to Kali. With each breath flowing up and filling the body, lighting up every center. Showering out of the crown and down around through the body, back down to earth. even imagine those 4 elephants around and the pouring of water symbolically cleansing, purifying, enlightening. And again, it's an infinite supply. And in this gesture, we also begin to recognize that in giving, we receive. So, in blessing others, being generous to others, we bless and are generous to ourselves. And taking a deep breath in, and on the exhale, slowly bringing the palms to face one another in front of the chest, and slowly bringing the palms to meet, and be really aware of the energy between the palms of your hands. This life force energy, it's real, and this is what we're made of. This is what we're celebrating and embodying. It's the energy that creates everything. And the more we allow the unrestricted flow of this energy through our beings, the easier, more joyful, the less obstructed, constricted our being and our life is. Bring the palms slowly together. And really feel the life force there. Letting eventually, in your own time, the base of the hands meeting the sides of the little finger and the thumb meeting, but keeping the fingers apart and open like the lotus in front of the heart. So this goddess is particularly associated with the heart center, the center where she resides, and this symbol of the lotus. With your breath, we're going to slowly inhale and let the lotus flow up from the heart. And eventually the hands opening to the space above. And then drawing back in. Creating the lotus flowing back down towards the heart. And this time we're going to take it all the way down past the heart. When we pass the heart, we're going to revert to the down pointing triangle, symbol of Shakti. And from here, we're going to let this flow down and up. Beautiful, breathing up and open. Feel the heart open. And draw in, create the lotus. And flow down in your own beautiful time and way. Literally feel gold and blessings raining down upon you, within you. The lotus becomes the downward pointing triangle. And flows up. And this time, if you'd like to, you can look up as well when the arms open to the space. And just offer the heart, offer the throat, offer the third eye. And then just gathering in. So it's a cycle, a continuous cycle. The more we are able to detach and release, as part of the process with all of these Mahavidyas, then the more the true blessings, the true bliss is available to us. It's a paradox. We strive for all these things in the material world, but really the fullest abundance comes when we're no longer attached to the desire for them. And everything we could possibly want is ours. And after this cycle through, just bring your hands back to rest in front of the heart in the lotus. I'm just going to do a little bit of clearing here. So from the heart and back. Inhale and exhale. And as you exhale, pushing away, just allow the body to gently rock forward. And then rocking back as you bring the hands into the heart lotus. Gently rocking forwards and back. One more time. And again, landing with the hands back at the heart in lotus. And inhale and exhale. We're going to move a little bit more rapidly now. Open and release. Breath out, breath. Taking care of your neck. Just moving at a range of motion that suits you and your body this morning. And hands resting again at the heart. Coming into a spiral that starts at the base and flows all the way through the center of the body. Dynamic spiral of Shakti energy. And as you keep spiraling, just allow the hands to soften and release from the lotus. And then just imagining you have 4 arms. And these arms are just dancing in the space side to side of you. Any which way, just creating in the space. Because that's part of what this energy does. It's constantly creating new forms of beauty, new forms of life. Everything around you is divine beauty, and this energy creates that, creates everything. So from one moment to the next, something new is created, something new is birthed. And yeah, changing directions of your spiral, so whichever way you started, just reverse. And this just brings into the body another aspect of Kamalatmika, which is non-linearity. So when we get stuck in our conditioned ways of being, our conditioned ways of behaving, of thinking, of liking, of disliking, everything becomes rigid and life can't flow through us. And that can create suffering as well, or even unhealth. And when we're really in the moment, when we've let go of everything, then life moves, and life moves in a non-linear fashion. It's creative, different, new. It's really good for us to try out new ways. Not in an effortful way, just in an organic, allowing energy to move you. Okay, keep going. I'm just going to remember to plug my laptop in. Keep moving, keep moving. And then we're going to come into the center and just rest for a moment. And then let's inhale. Let's exhale and release our legs from underneath. So stretching out those legs. And just have them in a gentle V shape. We're going to use our hands to gently massage down along the thighs to the knees, giving the knees a gentle rolling around with the hands. So reminding ourselves of the fact that we are matter, we are flesh, we are blood, and this flesh and blood is sacred, is holy, is perfect, is divine, exactly as it is. Exactly as it is. And allowing those hands to flow down your legs a little bit further. A little bit further. A little bit further. And again in your own way. Exhale forward, inhale up. And rather than doing nose breathing, we're just going to allow a bit of sound out through the mouth as we exhale forward. So it becomes a sound of release or enjoyment. So breathing in through the nose and then as we exhale forward. Enjoyment, pleasure, release. And then the hands can either stay on the body or just begin to move above the body. Your own voice, your own body, your own pleasure, your own enjoyment. The simplicity of being in this body. Being here now. And then after one or two more, we're going to rest There at the extension, so releasing forward slowly and then resting there. Letting your hands hold relaxed onto your ankles, your shins, your knees, your thighs, or your feet, wherever they get to organically. And we're going to breathe. Nice, delicious breath into the belly. And still breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So allowing the spine to lengthen with the in-breath. And then everything to just relax and soften with your out-breath. Please adjust anything that you need to be comfortable. Take care of the backs of your legs. Soften the knees if you need to. Bring the legs in closer. Whatever you need to do to adapt, to be comfortable and enjoy this posture. We're inhaling. We're just going to slowly bring the heart center, imagine your heart center, your chest, over towards your right knee. So the upper body is going to shift. And we're just going to bring heart over the right knee. And as we rest here, and having loving contact with the leg, the foot, the body, that softening, relaxing breath into the nose, out through the mouth. And then we're going to slowly turn the right ear towards the right knee. You might need to inhale, lift up a little bit, and then exhale, just turning your right ear to your right knee. And again, just let the body relax here. Inhale and exhale. Letting go. Your feet are flexed if that's comfortable. And if that's too much, just relax the feet, point them away. We're going to inhale, lifting up, bringing the heart towards the knee once again, and then we're going to flow our heart across the center to the other side. So now heart is relaxed over the left knee. Again, supporting yourself however you need to. Let the breath support and relax you. And even though we're focusing now on the left side, keep awake in your right leg too. So the right leg's still awake, right leg is still flat. And then inhale up, turn the left ear to the left knee, and relax on the out breath. Inhaling, lifting up. Heart to the left knee, and then again, just sweeping your heart to the center, reaching out towards your toes. And inhaling and exhaling. It may be a very subtle movement. It really doesn't matter how far you go. Just about that gesture of lifting and lengthening through the spine, heart up, and exhaling, heart down. Spine long, back of the neck in line with the spine. Releasing forward on the out breath, lifting on the in breath. And then just depending upon how you're feeling this morning, you can continue with this as a very slow and gentle gesture, or if you're feeling like you want a little bit more dynamic, add a stronger in and out breath, returning to breathing through the nose for the in and the out. So I'm just offering possibilities for you. And after this one, exhale forward and hold. And then we're going to inhale, lifting up, lengthening up. And interlace the fingers behind the back. And gently pull back. Shoulder blades coming closer. And I'm going to hold here, I'm going to breathe. Nothing to do except breathe and relax. Breathe and relax and keep the focus on the heart center. You may feel the connection to the earth through your root as you sit here, through the leg. You may feel the flow of energy up through your sushumna, the central channel, and down. You may feel the radiance of the goddess in your face, in your smile, your heart. And we're going to inhale. Exhale, release those hands. Drawing your legs in now, support your knees. Heels on the ground. And just getting ready for one of my all-time favorites, the Kundalini Lotus posture. So body weight on the tail, nice and settled and firm and solid, grounded, heels to support. And then we're going to lean back so we come into balance. And then from here, we're going to extend your legs out in a number of ways. So you can just rest here if this is good for you. You can extend the legs this way, if that is good for you, or you can hook your index and middle finger through your big toe, thumb on top, and extend this way. So it really just depends on where you're at this morning. You want to be comfortable. Shoulders stay relaxed. Heart is open to the space. Feel the alignment through the spine and the back of the neck still. And when you're ready, if you're not on your moon time, if you're on your moon time, long deep breathing. And if you're not on your moon time, we're going to go for a breath of fire. Anyone watching this back, if you're not familiar with breath of fire, it's best to start with a long deep breathing. You can begin to practice the breath of fire by focusing on the out breath through the nose. And each time you breathe out, draw in the belly and the diaphragm goes up. And the in-breath takes care of itself. Everyone else, keep going. And keep perfecting your posture. Inhale, hold. Visualize life force energy flowing from root to crown. Hold. And exhale. And slowly release your legs down. Heels and tail. And then I'm just going to swivel around. We're going to release down onto the mat. Whee, onto our backs. And just let the feet come resting on the mat. Knees are bent. And breathing long, slow and deep. So anytime we do a breath of fire, lots of energy gets generated. And even just in lying back and relaxing and enjoying this energy in your body, you're connecting with Kamalatmika. Sheer bliss of being, pure creative energy. Then bringing the soles of your feet together and letting your knees fall out to the sides. So some people might need at this point something to make themselves more comfortable. So if that's you, then go ahead and you might need something under your lower back. You might need a cushion under your hips or for your knees. So please take whatever you need to make sure you stay comfortable here. We're going to place the right hand over the womb space, the left hand over the heart center. And just feel the rise and fall of the chest and the belly with the breath. In breath. Rising and expanding, out breath. Gently releasing down. then on your next inhale, bring the hands to the heart in the lotus. Same mudra that we used at the beginning, just holding hands over the heart. And again, feeling the flow of your breath. Relaxation through the insides of your thighs and into the yoni. And then on the in-breath, just taking the lotus back behind the head and bringing the knees up and together. On the out-breath, bringing the lotus back to the heart and letting the knees fall back, open, soles of the feet together. So it's this gesture of inhale, knees up, exhale, hands to heart in lotus, knees open. I invite you to move slowly, begin with at least, just to really feel this movement and make it your own. To make sure that you're moving mindfully and taking care of your lower back, of your hips. And then once you're established in the movement, in this gesture, if you want to, again, then feel free to add more dynamic breath, faster movement. And really listen to your own guidance and what's going to feel best. What body wants to go to right now in this moment for you. And then after this next one, exhaling, hands to heart in lotus, letting the knees relax down, letting the lower back relax into the mat. And then just inhale, exhale, open the palms and allow the palms to rest either side of the body. So we're fully surrendered. And breathing. From here, we are going to inhale and bring the hands onto the womb space and exhale and open up. Inhale, hands onto the womb space, exhale and open up. With this gesture, you might want to imagine water. So remembering the symbolism of this goddess and the four elephants pouring water, liquid. So a symbolic pouring of water, a cleansing, clearing of our womb space. So this can be on all kinds of levels. So it's really important to regularly give an energetic clearing to the womb space, just to clear out anything that's stuck there energetically. And also, of course, this is the center of our creation, our creativity, our creative energy. So we want to keep everything clear, cleansed. And then hands resting on the womb space. Breathing into the hands. And inhale, bringing the knees up. Exhale, and releasing the legs along your mat. So then we're going to inhale and flow the hands up to the heart. And as the hands reach the heart, we're going to literally lift the heart towards the hands. So it's a small and subtle gesture, lifting the back of the rib cage and the heart up from the mat towards the hands and flow back down. Exhale, flow back down. Inhale, flow, use the hands to draw the energy up to the heart. And exhale, flow back down. So this is a very subtle movement of the breath and the energy. And a lifting of the ribcage and the heart towards the hands and flow back down. Again, moving at your own pace. That is natural and gentle for you. Lifting the heart and releasing, flowing back. And then next time the hands come up to your heart, just bring your upper arms down and using your upper arms, your elbows, and then bring your forearms down, press into the mat to allow the chest to lift up and bring the top of the head onto the mat. So just, I'm going to release back down so I can talk to you, but if that doesn't feel comfortable for you, what you can try is to just bring a cushion or a bolster under the heart, the back of your heart, so that you have that sense of elevation and lifting through the back of the heart without going into such a strong posture. And again, if you are comfortable with that, then using your forearms, your upper arms to lift the body up. The legs are together, your toes are pointed away. Lifting the heart and then releasing the top of the head onto the mat. And hold and breathe here. If there's any sense at all of discomfort anywhere in the head, the throat, the neck, just resting on your back with long, deep breathing, bringing your hands to your heart center. So please just remembering, really take care of your body, take care of yourself. Use what you need to support yourself. So whichever way you're doing this, whether you're here with the head on the mat, whether you've just got some cushions there and you're supporting the elevation in the back of the heart, or whether you're resting with the whole spine on the mat, hands on your heart. The heart is where you want the focus to be, and you're just breathing full, deep, slow breaths in and out of the heart space. As you rest there in the posture, I'm just going to read to you a verse from the Radiant Sutras. Chit dharma sarva deshu vishasha na asti kutrachit ata chatanmayam sarvam bhavayam bhavachit jana. The heart of the universe pulses in all hearts. There is one who is the life in all forms. There is one who is joyful in simply existing in all bodies as all bodies. Explore the life that is the life of your present form. One day you will discover it is not different from the life of the secret one, and your heart will sing triumphant songs of being at home everywhere. So now inhaling, and as you exhale, slowly releasing down to your mat. Now the whole spine is in connection with the earth. The arms by the sides, palms are facing up. And again, just allowing the energies of that posture to flood and flush through your whole being. Breathing fully and deeply, let the body be relaxed and open. So resting now in Shavasana. entering into deep relaxation. As the body releases, as the mind releases, as everything is let go, experiencing yourself as energy, as light, as bliss. And just a few times, or as many times as feel right for you, just gently whisper to yourself again the seed sound, shrim, seed sound, shrim. Gentle, loving caress as you whisper to yourself a few times. And then just beginning to deepen your breath. As you draw in each breath, receive that breath as a blessing. Breath flows into this body as a nectar of the gods. Every breath is a whisper of the goddess. Here is the ritual I ask of you. Be the cup into which I pour this bliss, elixir of immortal peace. And as you deepen your breath and draw in this delicious elixir, just begin to become more aware of every part of your physical body with delight, with wonder, with appreciation. And then beginning to move and wiggle and stretch your beautiful body. Any which way feels right or needed. Come back in and be fully present. And slowly bringing yourself up to sitting. And we're going to conclude the class today with our mantra that I think you all know. I am bountiful, blissful, and beautiful I am. So I'm going to play a recorded version at my end. It might not come out super clear, but I'm going to sing along. So just sing along in your own space and enjoy yourself. I am bountiful, blissful, and beautiful, bountiful, blissful, beautiful I am bountiful, blissful, and beautiful, bountiful, blissful, and beautiful I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am bountiful, blissful, and beautiful, bountiful, blissful, and beautiful I am bountiful, blissful, and beautiful, bountiful, blissful, beautiful I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I
Anande Bya Meri Maye Sate Guru Me Paya Sate Gutta Paya Sed Sete Rame Vijabandaya Ragratan Varvar Pariya Sabad Gavan Aya Shabadut Gavu Hare Gira Mane Geneva Saya Kiki Nanak Ananda Hoa Sate Guru Me Bhaya. I am bountiful, blissful, and beautiful, bountiful, blissful, beautiful I am bountiful, blissful, and beautiful, bountiful, blissful. Beautiful I am, 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 I am.
So then just bring your hands to your heart in the lotus. And just feel the radiance, the beauty, the bliss, the bounty that is there, that's always there. And let your heart be stirred by gratitude, maybe just offering your heart's desire into the pot. And then inhaling, releasing the hands up, letting all of that go and just opening yourself up to the infinite, to the unknown, to the new. And hands to the ground, to complete and ground and bowing your head. Thank you, and Satnam, everyone. So just going to stop the recording. Thank you all who are watching back.